Daniel Jones has been named the Indianapolis Colts quarterback for week 1, and Anthony Richardson might be on the outs now for the Colts. James, where did this all go wrong?
It all went wrong when everyone saw Anthony Richardson's 40-yard dash, his high jump in the combine. That's where it all went wrong, man. That combine is. I know, Spence, you like the guy. You love the guy, really. I was not going to waste the first round pick, but guess what? The Colts did. And then they hired a guy named Shane Steichen thinking, oh, what he did with Jalen, I could do with Anthony Richardson. And boy, all golly. Now, some of it is a bit because of injury. I'll give him credit. Sometimes you get hurt. But man, Spence, this train is falling off the tracks of Indianapolis. I know I said that backwards, but man, that's where Anthony Richardson has been, backwards. And for him, Spence and Jiselle, seeing the numbers, seeing what all is, construed of Anthony Richardson's career, man, everyone is still on the expectation train, Spence. Are you on the expectation train, Spence?
For me, with Anthony Richardson, I liked him coming out of college. Just the pure athleticism. I thought he didn't really get a fair shake at Florida. They haven't been a great program for developing talent in a very long time. So I thought maybe getting into an NFL coaching staff, maybe that could help him out. But I was out on him forever when last year he did something I never have seen an NFL player do in my entire life. He took himself out of a game because he was tired.
Man, tired. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there, what I did, and I don't think I was gonna be able to go that next play. So I just, just told saying I just needed a break right there.
Yeah,
I was out on him from that moment on.
My man was winded. Come on, big dog. Bro, get me out, man. What's up, Jiselle? You out on AR?
You're supposed to be QB1, a first-round draft pick for a franchise team. Absolutely not. You give yourself some grit, some tough love, some mental strength, and you keep going because you can rest once the game's over, when they have a break, when they have a timeout, when they have halftime. There are many stops along the way for you to have a bit of a breather whenever you're not on offense too. It doesn't make any sense to me. It is honestly really unfortunate to see how his story has unfolded because I am with Spence. I wasn't super excited, but I was really interested in him. I was like, okay, this could be good for the Colts. And even though I wouldn't want that ideally, since they're one of our rivals in our division, go Texans, I was still a bit excited for the team itself because a first-round draft pick for a quarterback, there's a lot of risk in that, but there's also a lot of reward more times than not. But Anthony Richardson is unfortunately a dud, and that's the end of the story. And the fact that he was taken over by Daniel Jones says a lot. They have had 11 different starting quarterbacks since Andrew Luck retired in 2019. That speaks volumes, and that was the last time the Colts were an actually decent team is when Andrew Luck was QB1.
Look, I'll say it like this, and I joke about this now because seeing how how we always make fun of the Browns being a graveyard for quarterbacks. The Colts, man, they picking up some steam really quick, man. They got some skeletons in the graveyard. But I'll say this. Do we think, though, the Colts gave up too quickly on AR-15? Do you think they gave up too quick? Because that's the talk on ESPN. The Colts gave up. And Spence, I know we talked about it a little bit before we shot. Dude, you went 6-5 last year, and you completed 48% of your passes. Danny Dimes last year went, 2-6, 2-8, but he completed 68% of his passes, 63%. Imagine what that could do in a division like the AFC South. You mentioned Spence and Jiselle. Y'all talk about it all the time. Sometimes y'all don't even beat the Jaguars at home, and y'all beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So when you can get a game or two or an edge in a division like this, that can, possibly get a second team in the playoff, man, 15% completion is a lot. And I'll say it like this, Spence and Jiselle, I feel bad for AR-15, and I think for the only things, if he does get traded and he does revive his career, great. But if he just duds out, the only things I will remember him for, obviously, that one play against Utah when he was at Florida, his combine, and draft night when his younger 15-year-old brother had a deeper voice than him and he had a neck tattoo.
This is very special to me. I mean, especially because I look up to him as much, and I've always wanted to be like him. So
you're sort of wearing similar outfits, right? Enjoy every minute. This one's checking himself out in the monitor over here. You look good?
I'm over here just trying to fix myself.
Do you look good?
I think I look good.
That's it. Other than that, I won't remember anything about AR-15.
Oh,
Right.
I'll never forget the moment I mentioned earlier where he was. I've never seen that before in my life. Player tapping out. That's when I was out on him. So to answer your question, are they giving up on him too early? I don't think so. I would have given up on him back then. So in my opinion, they gave up on him too late. And again, this is a guy I believed in, but a change of scenery is needed for Anthony Richardson if he's going to try to salvage an NFL career at all. When you got quarterbacks coaches, their quarterbacks coach in Indianapolis, Cameron Turner, said, quote, "I feel like I've tried everything I can do." You got quarterbacks coaches saying that, and he's losing the quarterback position to Daniel Jones. 2 + 2 = 4 guys. And I think he's got to go. He's got to go. Now,
Damn.
is there any team that you think he could go to that could potentially revitalize his career? Like, is there any potential openings in the NFL with a head coach that might be able to take something out of him?
If I'm a gambling man, godly Spencer, I'm broke right now. If there's two guys I think that could just take the risk because I think they can trade a 7th round pick for the guy. Give me obviously the freaking New Orleans Saints because they have nobody. So you at least give him something. Why not? Or B, I'm going with the long shot. Give me the Los Angeles Rams, man. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. They did it with Baker, and look what happened to Baker. I'm not saying it's going to happen the same thing, but guess what? We talk about Matt Stafford. I know Jiselle, and Jiselle thinks he's sexy. I know Spence doesn't believe in Jimmy G. So, maybe, Sean McVay can maybe spark something up with AR-15. But like I said, if that quarterback coach said that, it's bad.
Giselle, any potential spots for Anthony Richardson for you? Because I've got one, but you got any yourself?
Off the top of my mind, just for shits and giggles, the Jets.
There could be an opening there. Justin Fields has not looked very good, but I feel like those guys seem like they're two sides.
They're too young, yeah. But I feel like James picking the Saints is also a really good target. And I don't know, maybe potentially, like, believe it or not, I mean, even though it's within the same division, possibly Jacksonville, because they've done a lot of TLC for Trevor Lawrence. And maybe that's something that Anthony Richardson needs.
Yeah, he would comfortably be the backup, and I think that's where he needs to go, is somewhere he can be a backup for a little bit. I always said that from the jump also. I didn't want Anthony Richardson starting from day one. I wanted him to take some time, develop. He was so raw coming out. I believed in his potential, but he was way too quick to be a starter. Why not go ride some bench for a little bit in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell? A proven quarterback whisperer, a good offensive mind. I think they're going to hand the keys over to J.J. McCarthy, and I'm a believer in J.J. McCarthy, but that could be Anthony Richardson's in. That could be where he can become a backup, really start to learn under a good quarterback coach and Kevin O'Connell. I could see that one happening, but I don't know. Y'all let us know in the comments. Does Anthony Richardson get shipped out of Indianapolis, or does he stay put to back up Danny Dimes? And if he does, do we still see him start games this season? Y'all let us know.